doing over there? Camera, what is your fascination with the other camera? You're supposed to be, yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Hi, I'm Chef Jay Tay. Happy to see you back. Hi there, Will Poker. Welcome in, Abby Mart. Hi there, Melvin. Hi there, So Fluff, even though you're probably gone. Mimic, welcome in. Hello, Muskeg. Missing anyone there? I hope not. Hello, Nan Reader. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hi, everybody. I guess it's Marmite night. I was going to do Vegemite. Store only had Marmite. It's a bummer. I guess it'll give me a better idea of what Marmite is like, considering I've only gone through one jar before. But previously, that one jar sample that I have had in the past was nowhere near what I feel of Vegemite. So I hope this is a better situation tonight. I'm going to be making Salisbury steak. Ooh. Mashed taters, broccoli, and then I'm going to be doing Marmite brownies. I almost said Vegemite. I'm going to be doing Marmite brownies. It turned off already? Wow. It's dead already. I guess I'll free pour. Thank you, Melvin. Hey, JK. Y'all saw me charge this on stream like a week ago. Already dead. Wonder if the weather has got it. I mean, I'm sure, like, I'm not sure about the rechargeable ones. I'm sure the cheap corn-made ones are temperature influenced. Good old alkaline batteries made with GMO corn. Making the world go round. That's 3 or 4, 3 I think, AAAs. And yeah. Like I said, I use rechargeables, and they're probably getting to the end of the life of the rechargeables. What's the last of that half and half? I might be making a creamy Salisbury steak tonight, just because this half and half is not going to last the night. The only reason I'm okay with it right now is it's going into hot coffee. I would not be drinking this half and half straight right now. Yeah, Melvin, I've talked about scales in the past, and I'll repeat myself just because it's good advice if you're out there looking for a scale. If it's got actual features that you're interested in beyond the scale, sure, go for the upscale price. If you just need a scale, they're buying sensors from the same place. Get the cheap one. And in case anyone's interested, I'm going to actually drink this. Yes. Cheers. Alright, where do we get started with things tonight? I think we get started with brownies. Who wants brownies, chat? Start preheating our oven. Get ourselves a bowl out here for our dry ingredients. Remove the hair from the bowl. Problem with being a hairy man, you get hair all over the place. I'm cheating. Contains milk. Conveniently packaged for your MRE. So there's our dry mix. Now we need to make our wet mix. And I immediately forgot how much fat I need. Let's see what this Marmite's like. See what our consistency is here. It smells roughly the same. Yeah, this is a little softer. This is a little more liquidy. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's get this started first. Nice, Melvin. Alright, you think that's enough Marmite to consider these Marmite brownies? Sorry, you can't really see that. You think that's enough Marmite for... Excuse me for a second, chat. I want to check something out here. Interesting. Very about interesting. You can give this another couple of seconds in the microwave. Add some water. Getting that prepped, even though I didn't even look. Is that supposed to go over the top of this thing? I haven't made this one before. Nope, it all goes together. It all goes together. So do all of our liquids together first then. Ooh. I'm cooking chicken thighs on Friday. Yeah, it's easy to produce. Takes only a couple of weeks. I think they're down to 6-8 week chickens now. No, we didn't. Actually, there's a video that I have shown in the past. In the 50s, the U.S., the Agriculture Department of the U.S. had a strong push. Before the 50s, largely chickens were only raised for their eggs. And, you know, you'd eat the meat when the chicken was done for, but you didn't raise the chicken for the meat. And during the 50s, the U.S. pushed towards growing chickens that had large amounts of meat that they could sell as by themselves, and then keep going, and now we've got chicken breasts that are like 1.5 pounds on each side. Grilled shrimp and mushrooms. That's not a usual combo that I hear too much. Mushrooms and shrimp, or a lot of the sort of lighter shellfish. Don't really hear with mushrooms a whole lot. Six to 8 months, that's like growing a turkey. That's why you have turkeys on Thanksgiving harvest. It's like prime time for turkey ranchers. Hello there. Have fun. You have one of those fancy reverse sear company that makes neat gadgets but charges an arm and a leg for them thingy. Searsall. For those unfamiliar with a Searsall and my gesturing, Searsall is a product that basically creates like a broiler-like flame. Like it doesn't have a jetting out flame, but it's like a constant overall heat. And it connects onto a propane bottle, so it's handheld. And it's sort of like one of the tools of the trade in sous vide or reverse searing, where you can just direct sear with that. It's a little better if you use an actual hot oven, though, in my opinion. But you can get like really precise with that at the same time and get all the char in the right places for your photo. I'm buttering up my pan. Trying to remember the name of the... Is it the same as this one? Is it a Booker and Dax one? Not worried about the flour because that's gonna do just fine as it bubbles. I just want it mostly there, especially since this is a commercial mix. Sadly, you got to mix it a bit more if you're doing your own cocoa and flour. All right, let's see if these even work without an egg. All right, next up. Let's prep taters. Ooh, that worked well. So, going to ads here for the top of the hour. I will see you all back when you get done. Let's see if I do does that work? See if I can fix that. Twitch rewards. Where are rewards? There you are. It's alphabetical. Where are they? Yes! Yes! It has been so long. I don't know if any of the others are going to work, but they might. Oh, we're still in the ad, so awesome. That was perfect time to do that. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I haven't asked how all of you have been. Many of you have volunteered without me even asking. I hope you are all well. I hope you've had a good start to your week. I hope life isn't too frustrating. I hope the world is not crashing down on you. No, we got everyone back. Let's go back to cutting potatoes. Adding water to the potatoes. I wanted it to be Vegemite. Store only had Marmite. And I was out. So it's Marmite. But I like Vegemite more, if that counts. As far as the winning ingredient, they were not specific. They put both in there, so I could have gone with either. So we got Marmite brownies, and we're doing Salisbury steak with a Marmite and onion gravy. Marmite, onion, and mushroom gravy. Is that coming across on the microphone at all? I'm trying to get it to plop in front of the microphone. It's now getting pretty. Alright, that's the last of that. We'll add a bit of salt to that party and let them hang out until we're about ready for that. By the way, these are the Marmite brownies back here. And then we get the other stuff there. Potatoes. Now it's mushroom time. Nice closed caps. The veils are completely closed on these. Way it should be. It's a sign of freshness if you're not sure. Or if you're not. It can also be a sign of the actual mushroom age, like before it was harvested, but it should be, the veils should be connected if they're being harvested properly and they're freshly to you. And doing nice thick slices. Put a bag around these. Oh wait, I got onion in the fridge. I got onion in the fridge. All right, I'm pulling the box out again. I'm going to go ahead and throw the brownies in. Oven's at 325. We're going to give these at least 40, 45 minutes, maybe even 50. And set my initial timer to 40. Well, I guess I set it to 45. There we go, 40. Hot pan. Oil. Potato. Yeah, I just feel that it's just so much more runny. Like, if only for that. Like, the other jars of Vegemite I've had, like this, it isn't quite pouring, but I feel like it's like, it feels like it should be. It's that soft. Vegemite a little more pasty. I'm not trying to call Vegemite paste-like because it's still pretty loose. It's not that loose. No one likes a loose yeast extract. Rich in B vitamins. They say it's vegan. Relaxation time, chat. So many projects. I bought another 2 domains. Though they're both going for the same project. Ah. You know, I was watching a stream the other day. It was it wasn't Ludwig himself, but Ludwig had a Minecraft like pieced together competition the other night, and I was watching a little bit of it, and there was someone that had set up during the event not only a live website ladder of what was going on, but like with a domain. And I'm sitting there thinking, and I'm still sitting here thinking, how the... Because it normally takes like a day or two for a domain purchase to go through, and then usually it takes another day or two for you to get your DNS sorted for it to, like, either the person has prior notice or I don't know, maybe they work for Internet. I'm gonna pull the onions out of the pan temporarily and switch over to mushroom cooking. Oops. Lost a few. And we're going to be a little bit more boring and tedious with our mushrooms. I want to try and get a good sear on them, so we're only going to be putting them down individually. I'm going to give that oil another moment to warm up, even though I'm certain that pan is quite warm. Take this little corner of paper and get that oil off of the top. I don't think it's going to flash over, but every little bit. Little added oil spray over the top. Mushrooms love oil. Also going to do fine salt over the top of. And I've pulled out the tweezers to do a little flipping when they get to the right point. This one's curling quite a bit. Once they go full curl, you sort of gotta flip them, because then you're just gonna start burning the outsides. You're not gonna get a nice sear on them. So what's everyone think? Do you think Hassan's manager, person who works for him, who publicly stated you need to be buying views if you're going to be successful streaming, is saying that because he's being truthful? Or is he trying to cushion the blow when it comes out that his people are all buying views? Sure feels like it's a play out of the Republican playbook. Not that the Democrats don't have their own. I can't bring myself to do it. I have no... Like... It's right there with buying subs for your own channel, which I have done. But usually I'm more taking money that's been gifted and falling it back into subs and trying to churn that into something. I think I'm just turning more money into Amazon's hands. Well, the big guys, it shouldn't matter to them because they have other things, because they play all these buddy games with, oh, I'm playing your game, so I'm going to gift you 100 subs, and that sort of nonsense coming every month. Like, they're not actually hired, but they're getting gifted subs by the company. You know, things like that. I was also thinking it might be because it's not the only he's not the only one talking about that sort of thing right now too. It's got me wondering if maybe the fixers of Twitch are pushing for more bot traffic or something. Welcome in, Knowledge. Yep, and actually searing them. We're working with Marmite tonight. I was going to work with Vegemite, but there wasn't any. We're doing Salisbury steak, but with a Vegemite mushroom and onion gravy. Or Marmite onion and mushroom gravy. No wonder I'm sweating so much. The fan isn't on. Silly me leaving the fan off. Just taking this smoke to the face. And I've got Marmite, or Vegemite, no, Marmite brownies in the oven already. Mmm. If only this fan was powerful enough to have the whole hair thing going. Marmite for our gravy. You think that's substantial enough amount for our gravy? No. I forgot about that too long. For a gravy, so it's okay, but we're a bit heavier of a liquid than I initially intended here. Oh, and I'm adding the half and half in here for anyone that's joining in. I normally wouldn't add the half and half and go a little more creamy with this gravy, but the half and half is going bad. It's not going to last the night, and so I'm cooking with it. We're going to add some water over here, hot water from our sink. If it actually wants to be warm, hot water. Come on, let's go, sink. Hasn't been that long that you haven't lost all your heat. I guess you have. There we go. Alright, now that we got that all nicely incorporated together. Actually, we'll get all this off of the spoon too, mixed in. garlic and onion powder. Skip the onion powder. We got onions in there. The garlic powder in there. Worcestershire soy. Two products, not one. Starting the flame on our potatoes. Hi, Alex. Welcome in. Hi, Lizzle. All right, so now that we got that nice and bubbly all together, why don't we give that a quick taste here? See what we got. Thank you, the father. Not too shabby. I think that would be great with the mushrooms. Yeah. So we'll add our onions and our mushrooms back in with the gravy. And we can turn the flame down way low. Actually, we can put that on the back burner. We can put that on the back burner. Thanks for hanging out with us. Yeah, sorry, half and half. The rest of you is done for. Hi there. I gotta return bottles soon. I'm up to 7. I usually wait until I get 8 bottles and I take them back. Which also turns out to be a pretty, like, 8 bottles, $24 at $3 a piece. It's quite a refund. So it's usually you go shopping that day and you come back with the 8 and it's sort of like, did I really, even with today's, did I spend that much? Of course, I'm also paying that much extra for my milk when I buy milk every week, because there is a deposit. So, potatoes cooking. We got 5.5 minutes left on our brownies on their initial check. I just bumped the camera looking at me, which might have messed up my other feed. How are we doing with that? We're doing okay with that. Another 10 minutes until we have an ad. Do a quick check on this other. I'm gonna lose my audio for a sec. That explains something. Interesting. That was me, not you, chat. Don't worry, your USB didn't change. Turn on the GoPro so we can actually see what's going on here. It's going to take a moment for it to wake up. Let me see if that's actually going to work. Okay, that's back. So hey, maybe you can see me over here? Is this working now? Or is that messed up on my other bot too? That's maybe messed up on my other bot too. I have to redo the software on this now. I'm moving where it's at. Yeah, it's not working tonight. For those new in, I vibe coded a face detection script that switches, well, makes a OBS source active when I face the camera. Of course, the camera has to be running, and the software checking the face has to be running, which I think is now what's broke, because I messed all sorts of things up with that computer last night. I'm taking that computer apart either tonight or tomorrow, so I'm messing around with different raspberry pies. I got 4 or 5 of them that are doing different things, and I keep... But by tearing it apart, that little raspberry Pi also has a hat on it that has a PCI board. Like, it's a serious setup for a Raspberry Pi, but... But it's been working as my NAS for quite a while now. And rearranging, moving things. Hopefully optimizing. You know, it always seems like when you're working with a NAS or your storage that you're trying to optimize, you're either out of space or you're like, how do I consolidate this down and get rid of all this excess junk that I don't need? That's where I am right now. Let's see if these brownies are ready. I'm gonna guess that they're not. So I'm just gonna look at them first. Nope, those ain't ready. I'm gonna take a 5-minute breather. And we'll be back to take the brownies out after 5 minutes. See y'all in 5 minutes.
Something different for a change? Then try the perfect refreshment. Chili Dilly, a delicious pickle treat that's spiced just right for every bite. Economical, too. There's no waste. You eat every bit of the juicy goodness of Chili Dilly. How about trying one right now? Chili Dilly, on sale at our concession stand. You'll love 'em.
You are now looking at a slice of bread being spread with creamy-style Skippy peanut butter, as only Mary Ellen can spread it there. All right, now, as you look at that, don't want you to leave me, because I want to show you something, believe it or not, that a lot of people like even better. Suppose we were to take some fresh roasted peanuts here, and like Mary Ellen has been doing all evening, and putting them in a nut chopper here. Give a couple more little chugs, will you, please? Mm-hmm. I think that'll do it. That's fine. Now you find in there some just tiny little golden nuggets of roasted peanuts, and they are colossal. Now, I want to try something here. Suppose we were to take these, now let me try an experiment, do you mind, honey? And we'd sprinkle them over the creamy-style Skippy. Say, how is that, huh?
Ooh, that looks good.
It does look good. All I did that for was to tell you that you can get that and enjoy it anytime you want. You won't have to go through any chopping process either, because the Skippy people do that for you in chunk style. That's done for you up in the factory. Now, chunk style, you see, has sprinkled all through it very generously through the entire jar those golden little nuggets that you saw there, just about like that. So that's already done for you there. Now, of course, either style, whether it's cream or chunky, if you get Skippy, you are getting the peanut butter that stays fresh right down to the last spoonful in the jar. And so I make it very simple again. I want you to know that this is an honest fact.
If you like peanuts, you'll like Skippy.
Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread gives you 7 ounces of non-fat milk solids in every loaf, the equal of 90 quarts a year if you serve it regularly. Every sandwich you make, every snack, gives you extra milk. For wonderful flavor combined with sound food values, serve Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread in the pantry pack.
Now, a new creation from Seal Test. Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions. Handy envelopes bring you brand new convenience and ease. Zip, it's open, quick and neat. Just the amount you need, the easy way to serve cottage cheese. The rest stays moist and creamy. ready for next time.
Are they handy? Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions.
So easy to use, quick, and no bother at all.
The rest stays really fresh, moist, and creamy.
Yes, serving cottage cheese was never as easy as this. Seal Test's new square package with handy, ready-to-serve portions. Zip, it's open. Simple as can be. The rest stays moist and creamy fresh. You'll love Seal Test cottage cheese in new, ready-to-serve portions. Get some soon.
Something new has been added. The General Electric portable mixer now has a drink mixer for delicious shakes and juice drinks in quicker than a shake. An extra attachment at no extra cost. This GE portable mixer weighs less than 3 pounds, yet it's powerful enough to blend the heaviest batter. Also mixes sauces at the range. It has low speed for cookie dough, medium speed for beating frostings, and high speed for whipping egg whites. And look, this handy push button releases the beaters at a touch. And no dangling cord. You can remove the cord so it stores neatly on the wall. Comes in 4 decorator colors. See it at your GE dealers. Does any mixing job anywhere.
Camera. What are you doing, camera? There you go. Hey, it's time to pull out our brownies. I think our brownies are a fail. They are Marmite brownies. They just didn't rise enough. Because someone forgot enough egg. They did have some rise. There's obviously chemical leaveners in there. But, well, we'll see. They could turn out alright. I'm just dooming. Especially as they're cooling down. They're looking better as they cool down, too. I guess on camera they don't look as... They're too shiny on camera still. But... we shall see. I do not fail very often, and I do admit when I do, so... most of the time. Okay, taters are cooking. Gravy is good. Now we need to worry on broccoli and our beef. So since we're boiling back here, we're going to move this pan forward. This is going to be for our broccoli. I bought some frozen broccoli ready to go in the microwave. I think I'm going to go in the pan frozen. That's not looking half bad. Looks like it's nicely cleanly cut, which is a plus. Broccoli, I think I'm going to do red pepper flake, garlic, and lemon juice. And a little bit of water. Let's prep the lemon juice and water. Oh, I've got Vegemite and everything now. Or Marmite and everything. So a little lemon going into the measuring cup back here. Oh hey, it's actually sort of working. A little bit of water with the lemon juice, so that's ready for our hot pan, our smoking hot pan. No longer smoking now that it's coated in oil. Now it's smoking again. And turn the heat off on that for a second. I think might actually switch sides on this now. Let's do beef. Going with lean beef tonight, even though this is probably a little bit more of a 80-20 situation for most. I think I'm going to do 3 out of this roughly pound container. All right, nice hot pan here. And heat the flame back on there. We're gonna now sear all 3 of these at once here. Give our gravy a mix up here. Make sure that's still happy back here. It's trying to stick back here. That's just because it's thick. We like things thick here. Not quite that thick though, so I'm adding a little water. All right, back to nice and smoking over here. Burgers going on, or steaks going on. Seasoning with salt first. Hey, Abby. Waiting for this other pan just get warm enough for that broccoli. Burner on that side ain't nearly as strong anymore. But I'm going with it because it's probably good enough for frozen broccoli. I think we can live without that one. Salt. Pepper. MSG. Yes, burgers, I know you need to be flipped again. Garlic. Good pepper flake. What type of sauce is that? You mean top right? That is a Marmite mushroom, onion, and cream gravy. Made with a roux. Maybe a brown roux. I left the butter in there a little too long before I added the flour. I got distracted. Well, we're now going to put these over here. I need another spoon. There's another one. You know, these are all nicely, cleanly cut, but that one looks like it was riced before I got it. What's on the end of you? Okay, you got a decent. Now, if I had known that this packaging would have pieces with gigantic stems on it, that's something that can be planned for. I wouldn't necessarily use it for this. I probably will again, but especially since I have, I think, 2, 3 more post packs in my freezer. Anyways, probably much better candidate for soups, salads, you know, like mixed salads, like deli salads, things like that, than maybe this, but lemon juice and water going in for a little added steam action there. Like, that's not how broccoli's supposed to look. It's like they're ricing their broccoli and then selling it anyways. almost there. Let's work on taters. Tater time. Oh, I think I want a towel for that too. I guess I'll do these on the stove. I guess I'll mash on the stove. Now I have to get the butter off my hands. And start with a generous amount of salt in here. These taters. Pepper. MSG. Cutting the heat on those. Thicker side with the potatoes. I'm not going to add, I'm obviously not going to add the half and half to those. I could add some other type of liquid to loosen them up. I don't really like adding water-based products. I was taught that you can use stock to loosen them up too, but you add water to it and you just get that sort of like mealy, like it may not even be mealy texture to your mouth, but it starts looking that way very quickly. And I don't like that. What do I have that I could throw in there? I don't think I really have much that I could throw in there that I want to. Oh, I forgot I have regular good milk. Awesome. Alright, plate up time. Sorry for the banging. That's the last of that, hopefully. Yeah, it's definitely the last of that now. Stay. Stay. Maybe. Maybe we can save that. Oh, I said I was going to put green onion on that. Let's not make myself a liar. There, we got green onion on there. And then brownies. Yeah, I'm going to let these cool. They still haven't cooled enough that I can cut into them. As usual, I will throw photos up, though I highly suggest that you properly put egg in your brownie recipes. I think it's sort of crucial. I've tested and proved this theory now. Gonna be back here on Friday. Excuse me. Mentioned before that I'm going to be doing chicken thighs on Friday. I'm going to be doing Korean style fried chicken with rice, broccoli, and green onion. Sunday, we've got Alaska. So if you got any suggestions for Alaska, let me know. It's probably going to be salmon. They like their salmon, and I've got Alaskan frozen salmon, or I've got Pacific salmon frozen in my freezer. Probably going to be salmon on Sunday. Though, if someone comes up with it's sort of like the number one thing when you look Alaskan food is salmon. There's not much beyond that other than Eskimo ice cream, which I don't really have a desire to try. If you have not heard of Eskimo ice cream, I don't suggest you even bother looking it up, but it's not, it's like animal fat mixed and potentially whale fat and potentially other types, reindeer fat, mixed with snow and berries. It's more like survival ice cream. It's more like for someone that wants to do those like surströmming challenges and stuff like that. Suggest it to them. So anyways, we have Alaska coming up. I don't have anything in the menu for Monday. But yeah, I gotta catch up on getting the calendar stuff in there. That's on my plans too. So many things. So many things. Let's see who's out there tonight. Alright, why don't we do a raid to Merrimack Mud Company. Gentleman working on plates for potentially his own restaurant? Not quite sure on that. I do know that he does pottery streams quite often. So I'm going to send you all off to hang out with him. I wish you all a lovely evening and a finish to your week. And I hope to see you back here on Friday. Good night, everyone.